So I've been railing a lot on the pre-trib rapture advocates, but there's another group of people who are much smaller group, but they also are dangerous as well, and they're called Preterists. Preterists believe that all, part or all of the events in Revelation about the end times have already occurred. I say part or all. Some of them believe that all of them have occurred. Some of them believe that only some of them have occurred, and some are futuristic still. So I want to take a look at two verses that are used to support this view. And I want to tell you why it doesn't support the view based on the Greek. So the first one is in Matthew 16:28, and the second one is in John 21:22. So okay, so I just had to check something real quick. And let's go ahead and start out by having a look at Matthew 16:28. Now, in Matthew 16:28, the King James, it says, let me see if I can get to it. Oh, I've got to actually click on it. 16:28. In the King James, it says, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here, which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." That's pretty definite. If you read that, you would think, oh, well, that means that Jesus is coming back before the last of the people standing there die. That's what you would read it as. Well, okay. So, and this is following him talking about, it says, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. So it's about the second coming of Christ, the verse right before it. Let's go ahead and look at the Greek, though, and see what it says. Because what we find is, when you look in the Greek, you find something that wasn't translated, or something that wasn't translated correctly. In this case, there was something that wasn't translated that is extremely important, and it's the smallest word in the sentence. It's on. And this word on, well, it follows until. So if you remember the context, it says, until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Okay? So, what does this on mean? Well, I'm going to read this to you from Strong's. A primary particle, that means a particle is like a small word that doesn't usually mean something concrete like a specific word in the other language. But it says a primary particle, so it doesn't break down to other particles. So this is a foundational particle that other particles are made from, and we'll see in the next verse that there is a compound particle made from this and another one. A primary particle just think small word, okay? A primary particle, primary means it can't be broken down into anything simpler, okay? A primary particle denoting a supposition, a wish, a possibility, or an uncertainty. So all of those have in common that it's not certain. It's a possibility. So, interesting, yes? And when you read it in the King James, there is none. There's no uncertainty. It says, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, period. Meaning they will see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. They will not die until they see that. It's a definite, without doubt statement. And yet this word completely undermines the tone of the entire verse. King James translators hid this from you. They hid it from you. There's no way they missed it. Absolutely no way. So, yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? So I translate that word in case that, or in the case where, or something like that. So now let's go on. So what it's saying is that there's some who are standing here which will not taste death until in case that they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Meaning that if they're going to see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, then they will not die until then. Okay? Jesus is saying it because he doesn't know when he's coming back. He himself declared that. He doesn't know when he's coming back. That's why the uncertainty's there. The King James translators and all other translators who've translated this, who have left it out, I haven't checked on this one to see how many left it out, but the ones that left that uncertainty out mistranslated the testimony of God, mistranslated Jesus' own words, mishandled the testimony of God and the words of Jesus. Let's go to the next one. John 21:22. In the King James it says, this is talking to Peter. Jesus saith unto him, If I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? Follow thou me. In verse 23. Then went this saying abroad among the brethren that the disciple should not die. Yet Jesus said not unto him, He shall not die, but if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? So right here, it corrects that view right here. The way they use this, the very passage corrects the view. The disciples got it wrong, saying, oh, he's not going to die. So then Jesus corrects them. And you may say, well, but they thought that he wasn't ever going to die. No, they didn't think that. They thought that he wouldn't die until Jesus came back, and that it was going to be a long time. Well, Jesus is correcting them based on the word if. 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 So in this case, it's a compound word containing that same word that we dealt with before, on. And it's conditional particle. It's in case that. But it's using the word I, which means if, plus the particle on, which is that supposition or wish or possibility or uncertainty. It's only translated if, though. But it should express much less certainty. They only put if in there. But that's only part of this particle. The particle is a compound particle of if and the uncertainty principle, so to speak. So that uncertainty principle makes the if even less certain. And they didn't do justice to it. They just put if. It's not if. It's aeon. It's not a it's aeon. It's different. So here it is. Jesus is saying to him, if in case that I am willing him to stay until I am coming, what towards you? You must stay in the same road as me. That's the literal translation. I'll say it again. Jesus is saying to him, to Peter, Jesus is saying to him, quote, if in case that I am willing him to stay until I am coming, what towards you? What is that to you? Mind your own business. You must stay in the same road as me, indicating the kind of death that Peter was going to die. He was going to be crucified as Christ was. It's not just follow me. He was indicating something even more specific than that to Peter, because Peter didn't die, in fact, die from crucifixion. Jesus did not say John would be alive at his second coming. He didn't. He didn't say that. He's indicating that even if the extreme case should be where John is kept alive. It says, even if the extreme case should be where John is kept alive until Christ comes again. But Jesus did not know when he would come again. And that's an important part of this. Jesus himself declared it. There was no expectation set up here at all. The point was to tell Peter to have no expectation in that regard, but to do what he has been set on the road to do towards the destination to which he is called. That's the point. So this is not something that the preterists can use to support their case. It doesn't say anything about it. It's all uncertainty, because Jesus himself declared earlier that no one knows the day or hour that he'll return, not even himself, not the angels, not himself, no one except the Father who is in heaven. That's it. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.